Okay, so if you didn't see my last video, then you probably don't know what this is. This is where the old worn out tennis court was that was on the property that I just bought. It's since been demolished, and I need to cut this tree down still before they come to pour the concrete, to extend the existing driveway out here, and to pour the slab for the building I'm gonna build. So I figured, why not just make a video of me cutting this tree down? So here we go. Before I get going though, here's a quick chainsaw tip. Okay, so if you didn't know already, there's a line on most chainsaws, and maybe they all have it, I don't know. But mine, the last 3 chainsaws I've had this. You got a line here, and on the top here, that runs perpendicular to the bar. So when you're going to make your first angle cut, all you really have to do is aim this, point this line towards the direction you want the tree to fall. And then after you make your angle cut under, and then you cut from the back side, it should fall that way. And it's pretty much worked every time I've done it. So if you ever had to do this, remember that. If you ever need to cut down a tree, there are a ton of guides on YouTube. That's pretty much where I learned how to do this. They'll generally tell you to make an angled cut, like a downward angle, in and towards the center of the tree, usually 30 to 50%, I guess, of the width of the trunk of the tree. Then you make a horizontal cut along the bottom, you get that big chunk, and then you come around to the back side and you make a back horizontal cut, and then the tree will just fall down in that where you made that angle. Right here I came around to the other side of the tree. My chainsaw's bar length wasn't enough to kind of go all the way through the trunk. So I came around and I put it in that angle and to extend it out, and I just cut all the way down the same distance that I did from the front side. I went to make my horizontal cut here, and you'll see here in a second, I got a little ways into this and I heard a crack. If you hear a crack, just get away, like quickly. Just make sure you don't get crushed, because usually when it starts cracking, that's when it's about to go. Nothing happened after that one crack though, so I went back to make my horizontal cut. I hadn't even made my back cut yet, so I didn't think it was about to come down. Once you go to make your back cut, they'll always tell you to make sure that this back horizontal cut is above the horizontal cut on the front side. And I think that's to prevent it from kind of sliding off or doing anything weird. But I always do that, and it always seems to work. There you go, easy peasy. It wasn't the end of my adventure for today though. Once I got done cutting down the tree, I decided to take some of the branches that I had already cut off this tree and stick them in my truck and drive them down to another part of the property to start a burn pile. So I threw all these branches in the back, and I got in the truck and started driving down towards the back of the property. And I got almost all the way down there, and I started sliding and spinning. And the next thing I know, my truck won't move forward at all, and I'm stuck in the mud. So you can see, like, right down in the back of the property here is where I got stuck. I didn't take any pictures or video of that because I was kind of frustrated at the time. Of course, when my truck was stuck, my wife came out there and was like, "Oh, you're gonna put this in your video?" And I was like, "No, I wasn't planning on it." She was like, "Oh, okay, you don't want to show him your failure, huh?" I was like, "Get out of here." So once I finally got it unstuck, then I cooled down a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe I will talk about it in the video. But The way I did this was, I get myself unstuck anyway. I had seen a couple videos on YouTube about this method, but I had never done it. So I decided to give it a shot. You basically I had a piece of 2x6 and I got a piece of 2x4, and you just ratchet strap them to your wheel, or to your tire basically. And then take it slow and go forward, and sure enough, you'll just pop right out of the mud. You gotta drive super slow on it. It's a little risky because if you've got the 2x6 or the 2x4 pushed in too far, you can probably jack up maybe part of your brakes or something like that. But if you just be careful, it actually literally works pretty well. So I got the chug out, got up the hill here, and I decided to film a little bit of it so you can kind of see what it looks like. If you look on the back side, you can see I've got one on both tires. But this method works all right. And that, my friends, is why you always get a membership at your local car wash. I had to run the truck through twice, get all the mud off of it. I hope you learned something a little bit from this video, although there wasn't much to it other than chopping down a tree, not super exciting. But in the last video I asked if anybody wanted to see some other type of content on the way to building my new shop. So here you go, here's one for you, kind of quick one. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.